I understand, like, it, you know, reduced your faith in relationships, but you also were entertained. Are you not entertained? Man, I wish that was Tom Hardy and not Gerard Butler. What's up, you guys? Welcome to Boss Level 8, where we make fun of movie critics. We watched Venom, and so did a lot of other people, reluctantly. Everyone thinks it's gonna suck. I have no stake in the game, and I don't care if it's good. I just care if this guy's review is good, and it probably sucks. Worse than the movie, I'm assuming. Rendy? Not Randy? That's your name? Rendy? I'm not even making fun of it. Is that real? Or is that a typo? If it's your first time here, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the little bell right next to it. You can become one of our beloved haters. That's right. For now, let's read this review for the first time together. At long last, after much anticipation, we have Venom, the movie nobody except Sony wanted. Everyone wanted Venom. That's why they were disappointed by the trailer, because we wanted it. You're treating Venom like a toothy blowjob. Venom. Marvel's toothy blowjob. Coming this summer. Painfully. Oh, it's in the fall? Whatever. Since they don't have their precious spider to milk for cash anymore, they have to substitute it with something else. Something that is spider related, but not quite. Or not at all. Not at all. It's Spider-Man related, but not spider. It has nothing to do with spiders. You lost me at spider related, and not like weird alien globule related. Globule? I don't know what the hell that shit was. Oh wait, symbiote! It's like Marvel raided Sony's dungeon and saved Spider-Man and some of his villains, and left them with the film rights to their third-tier characters. You're acting like they didn't already have this and didn't want to make it and other people didn't want it, when that's far from the truth. The whole Spider-Man thing's kind of on the side. One, we don't talk about Spider-Man 3. We don't talk about Spider-Man 3. And two, people wanted this movie made, and now that Spider-Man is being used in the MCU, they still want this movie made. And that hasn't changed. They just want it to be good. Venom was somehow left behind with the bunch, and now we have this movie! I yell because it's in all caps. Based on all of the trailers that Venom was marketed with, I'm sure that most people will be baffled to find out that this isn't a dark anti-hero narrative. I don't know, it seemed kind of comedic in the trailers. It seemed like it was gonna be mostly comedy, to be honest. Dark comedy, with a lot of violence, but comedy nonetheless. Unless I read those trailers wrong. But I didn't, because I saw the movie. No, instead, we were given a comedy. Yes, not a dark comedy, wrong. Well, kind of wrong. I mean, it's kind of dark. The thing eats people's heads. It's a little dark, right? It's not like some stupid goofy comedy where like Venom ends up like, oh, I just love gumdrops. Like, he eats people's fucking heads like gumdrops. Human head gumdrops. But a screwball comedy that is reminiscent of Liar Liar. The funny thing is I do actually see the connection you're making there. And I also wonder why that's bad. Yeah, I want Venom to do that the elevator scene. You know, when he's like, huge melons, or whatever. Like, when the woman sitting next to him with the huge, juicy, tasty melons. You're going to laugh a lot during this, whether it is intentional or not, because the film is riddled with so many plot holes and bad dialogue. Even if the jokes aren't on purpose, in this screwball comedy, you're still gonna laugh at plot holes. Those make me laugh all the time. Man, nothing like a good plot hole to get me guffawing. It's like, oh, how can he be his sister, but also his mother? Plot holes don't make people laugh. You just notice that they're there, and then you bitch about it online. That's what plot holes are for now. They weren't, but now. Yeah, it's just troll food. It's like gumdrop heads for Venom. That's gonna be a weird callback in this video, just so you know. The story is primarily set on Eddie trying to get back with his ex, Annie, played by Michelle I Need a Better Agent Williams. First of all, the whole movie is not centered around him trying to get the girl back. There's a lot of other stuff going on. Like a lot of other stuff. Like aliens. Like fucking aliens. That's happening. Like during this, aliens is happening. You could say that Deadpool is all about that. This is not all about that. It's not even completely centered around that. It's a plot point. And as far as Michelle Williams needing a better agent, didn't she get her start on Dawson's Creek? Is that just like the pinnacle of like thespian material? Is that what that is? She's successful. She's in things that pay her. Leave her alone. I don't understand how, like, yeah, get a new agent. Like, it's like, thank you for no longer putting me in pimple cream commercials and putting me in a Sony Marvel Tom Hardy motherfucking movie. You shitty agent. That agent's the worst. taking Venom instead of taking that Coke Zero commercial. This is bullshit. But never for a second do you give a shit about their relationship because of how poorly established it is. In the opening, we see Eddie is engaged to Annie, but because of his recklessness, he inadvertently gets her fired. She labels him as self-absorbed and selfish, which is kind of the same thing, pretty damn close, and then proceeds to break off their engagement because of her job. Yeah? Yeah. She basically lost everything but him. That's pretty fucked up. Also, did it by like, and spoilers, I don't know if anyone cares. He did it by hacking into her fucking computer and into her emails that were confidential and he wasn't supposed to read. So like, he didn't just like, oh, he was acting up, and he was acting a little crazy at my job place and they ended up firing me. No, like, he ruined her fucking life. Isn't that a bit selfish, if not shallow? Fuck love. Screw working things out like couples do. The credibility is tossed out the window because to be engaged means that you were with a person for a long amount of time and loved them through their bullshit. Man, you went through some stuff. Also, work out your stuff like couples do. Have you seen our divorce rate? We don't. Sorry. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but most couples do not work through stuff. Sure, we would work through some things like, you know, you didn't do the dishes. Oh, I'm sorry for not doing the dishes. Let's bang and make up. That happens, but you ruined my life. Let's work it out and still get married isn't a pretty common occurrence. I'm just saying, if I was engaged to someone and they ruined my life, and the only thing I'm left with is some dude who also got fired, and now I'm gonna marry someone who doesn't have a job, and I also don't have a job now, all because of that fucking asshole.
It means you're gay.
In this scenario, yes, I'm gay. I am Michelle Williams, who has a fantastic agent, by the way. But yeah, I'd drop his ass. I'd drop his ass immediately. It would have been effective if they were just boyfriend and girlfriend with no engagement, because then it's fine. But once you put a ring on it, because you're engaged, that means you know who your fiance is, and you know their character. In reality, they would have worked it out and maybe argued, but since this movie world is crafted shoddily, none of these things happen. So your theory is that if you're engaged to someone, it always will get worked out no matter what the scenario because you know who they are? Really? Also, you're saying it's like because it's in like the bullshit movie world? Like you're likening this to Runaway Bride? Riz Ahmed has proven himself a great actor, but here he is so over the top. I get that his character is supposed to be the Lex Luthor of this world, but like the actor who portrays the current incarnation of Lex Luthor what?
Does Bruno Mars
Did I read that right? Did I read that correct, yes? It doesn't help that he speaks like Donald Trump at times, dropping phrases such as fake news. You know, Donald Trump did not invent saying fake news. He just popularized it.
It was Ann Coulter.
It's like John Lennon's the first person to ever say the word imagine. I don't know if you knew that. It's not like he was like, oh, my rocket ship's huge. These aliens are gonna be huge. Once we get these symbiotes to not be killing the host, it's gonna be huge. He didn't fucking do that. He just said fake news once. Apparently that's enough. Tom Hardy is trying, but fuck, his dialogue is bad. I don't even know how to respond to that because it's so fucking funny. The entire narrative of the film is a damn joke, and while it's entertaining, whoa! This movie's entertaining? Interesting! Interesting how you were entertained by something that is a source of entertainment. Looks like it fulfilled its purpose. What else is it supposed to do? I understand, like, it, you know, reduced your faith in relationships, but you also were entertained. Are you not entertained? Man, I wish that was Tom Hardy and not Gerard Butler. That would have been... They're very similar, just like a slight movement of one tooth. Look at Tom Hardy's teeth and then you'll get that joke. Venom lacks substance and memorability for you to give a shit about the Sony Marvel non-Spider-Man universe. What could have been a great story is now a fucking joke. You turn one of Spider-Man's biggest foes into a damn joke. While I'm laughing, it is most certainly at them, not with them. You're like one of those rappers who just keeps rhyming the same word, and that word is joke. You said that a lot. At least when Busta Rhymes did it, he rhymed the word before the word, so he was still doing something difficult. If this was 2003, I would have been praising this CGI work because it would be considered incredible if this was 2003. Thank you for repeating that. That sentence was really long and I forgot the beginning. But it is 2018, shit! What have I done with my life? Oh, that's not the point of this. All right. We've had films such as Blade Runner 2049 and Ready Player One, yet this CGI work is on par with X-Men Origins Wolverine. Did that come out in 2003? Can we fact check that? I don't know if that came out in 2003. I'm pretty fucking sure it didn't, because X-Men came out in 2000, and I'm pretty sure 3 years later they didn't have X-Men Origins Wolverine. But I'd love a fact check.
2009.
2009! Welcome to Wrong. Why didn't you just say there was like an X-Men movie every fucking year for a while? Or at least every two, right? Why didn't you just say one of the ones? Or why didn't you just say it looked like 2009 instead? It didn't hurt as much because it wasn't 15 years ago? It was 9 years ago? The action sequences are either too damn dark or just fast movements with particle effects. Once it gets to the climax, this becomes one of the most poorly edited attempts at action that I've ever seen in a superhero movie. I mean, to be fair, they tried something really ballsy. Whether or not you thought it worked, they tried something really, really hard to do. I actually kind of applaud the people who did the special effects in this, because that looked like a freaking challenge that I don't know who was gonna succeed with that. That looked really tough.
That looked like at least 3 divorces.
Yeah, easily, easily. They were so busy trying to keep Tom Hardy and Michelle Williams together that they couldn't even keep their CGI together. Relationships. What's this movie about? I'll acknowledge everyone's assumption that Venom is an unbalanced, desperate attempt to kick off a universe nobody asked for, other than the studio that stupidly screwed up way too many times. While it is not as bad as I expected, it still feels 10 years way too late. Now it's 2008, which is a year before X-Men Origins Wolverine. And 5 years after 2003. Well, at least we still have Upgrade, which I do appreciate that everyone's gonna compare this to Upgrade, because I do appreciate that it's a somewhat similar story, basic plot-ish thing. And everyone thinks that it's Tom Hardy when it's not even Tom Hardy. I did, because I'm part of everyone. We are. Hey, did you guys see Venom? Did you like it? Did you like that you got to laugh, that relationships were ended? Did you like, I don't care. Just put in the comments what you thought of the movie and what you think of this guy's review. If you haven't been here before, hit the subscribe button and the little bell right next to it. Otherwise, you will never know that we have a video, and you still might even if you do that. Also, click one of the videos on the screen, and until we see you next time, geek out and game on.